Me.
Welcome
100%.
to the dungeon. Hey, you guys successfully didn't screw up the cameras through all that.
Really?
I was getting an
How?
echo.
You got a little bit of echo there.
I have an echo? I don't hear an echo.
Hold on, James, sound off.
Hello.
Nope, no echo.
No echo.
You did have an echo for like a second, or like a hot second. I
Just
heard
a
it.
hot second.
Okay.
Okay.
Cold second.
I was just, like I said, new settings, but that shouldn't affect y'all at all.
Y'all.
Hello, Dougal. Welcome to this pre-Thanksgiving extravaganza.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the dramatic backgrounds. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're getting real creative here lately here in the dungeon. We got a lot of time on our hands, so we do that. And you may not notice, but we switched something up. Can anyone find what's different in the picture? Look at all of us. Look at all of us. What do you?
Luck.
I'll help you out.
Is this like highlights where you put them like two together and then I got to find which one's not right?
Marsland is not wearing a hat, and I am wearing a hat. We did not plan that. That's just how it is. I am wearing the new 7D Dungeons hat. I didn't get the trucker one. Truckers don't look good on me, but they look good on Mike. He's got his trucker hat. Of course, he's not sitting there right now.
He's running away.
Yeah, he's running away already. Yeah. We're holding really strong. So good. A little bit of problems, but all right. So
I think my video looks better. Maybe it's because I'm not on hotel Wi-Fi.
it should on the stream because we're actually uploading at a higher bit rate now. So I really would like to have fiber and have a really significant upload rate. That'd be nice.
Come on down.
Yeah. Yeah. But in between two major cities, and I can't get fiber here. So tonight we're gonna have a little fun before we get started and cause infighting. That way we're in the right mood for what we're about to do. Now that Mike's back with us. So it is Thanksgiving week, and I asked you all to think about something. And there's one important thing. What is your favorite food that you eat at Thanksgiving? And we'll start with Oz.
I am a big fan of cranberries, not because of the cranberries, because cranberries are sour and gross, but because every Thanksgiving, my father-in-law would always tell us about the Great Cranberry Scare when there was no cranberries, and then after like he'd said that for like a couple years sequentially, and then after that I just started asking him, and then he got annoyed at me for asking them about the cranberry. I was like, man, these cranberries are really good. This is great. Man, I'd hate to see a time when there were no cranberries. Yeah, and he would just look at me and be like, I'm not telling the story anymore. Nope.
And don't you love how there's always some major holidays where there's something wrong like that? Like, wasn't there a turkey shortage this year or something like that?
They say that every year.
It's
and
a marketing scheme.
Scrambles and goes to get a freaking turkey.
Yeah. It's
What
okay.
was it? Somebody had a truck outside of Tractor's. What was it?
Tractor Supply.
Tractor Supply. They had a big sign on it that said turkeys, and then on our Facebook, Middletown Facebook, people were like, "Don't go buy it. He's charging $120 for a turkey, and it's missing limbs."
Wow.
Holy crap.
It's like a northeastern Duffy lobster or something like that. Like it's missing limbs. What the heck?
How does that happen with the processing? I mean, they're like, hey, they don't need this wing or they don't need this leg. We'll put it on this other turkey.
Dougal says in UK there will be
turkey out of a van.
in UK they've got bird flu, so there is a turkey shortage.
I did actually hear about that.
All right, Gwenton. Since you brought up being judged, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Taco salad.
What?
I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Did you say taco salad?
I did not
I
stutter.
don't think he stuttered. Yeah, he didn't stutter.
What?
I'm so confused.
Hey,
I-
man,
All
it's
right,
like my
moving
date-
on.
We don't
my
have time to
dating
dig into that, but we're going to dig into that.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'd like to go over to the Bartosik household now because I love taco salad, and that's a great tradition.
Dougal, we can't explain that to a British person because as Americans, we don't understand that. So we need more information. But that's for another time. Marsland, what is your favorite?
The after dinner mints.
What?
Probably the stuffing. It's so good. It's good, fresh
Okay.
stuffing made in the bird. Mm.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Jade, what is yours?
Mine would be deviled eggs.
I love deviled
Love-
eggs.
Love deviled eggs. and
They
I
don't
always
love
make-
me, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when you mix them with a couple beers. But yeah, I make them every year. So I make half of them something new I'll find online, and then the other half traditional for people like your dad.
Yeah.
Your dad.
Put a little bit of like burnt ends on the top of those.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Bishop?
Exactly.
Well, bacon.
Yeah, we're baking. Yeah. Bishop, what's yours?
Have to be my mashed potatoes, which I
Mashed-
didn't get this year because I was being lazy and told them to do it.
There's still time. What the heck is that,
Yeah.
Dougal? You don't know what deviled eggs are? It's like you mix the yolk up with mustard and stuff and put it in the half of
She
the
might be
egg.
talking about taco salad.
Oh, she's still talking about taco salad.
Explain
Mine-
yourself, Dougal.
Yeah, I mean, this coming from the land of blood sausage. I don't want to hear
Ah.
anything about deviled eggs or taco salad. Okay.
So mine is stuffing as well. I love stuffing. Like I could eat stuffing by the pound. And the last 2 years, I found a recipe to make homemade stuffing from scratch, and it was
making
amazing.
it from a bag.
No,
Okay.
You don't do stovetop on Thanksgiving.
mom did stovetop.
Still
Yeah, still does. This involved like you go buy some French bread and you let it sit out, cut it all, break it into chunks and let it sit out for a day or so and get hard and then mix it. Dude, it was amazing. I like food, but that brings us to a very hot topic here that these guys don't know about. And there's a very divisive topic, and I just want to get some feedback on here. And y'all, I don't know if you're in the stream, but I can send you the pictures. But what is the right thing to eat at Thanksgiving? Is it cranberry salad or what we affectionately call canberries?
Yes.
Canberries are nasty. Whoever eats them is a monster.
Shut your mouth. Ain't nothing better than cranberry in a can.
You know, there was a time where there were no cranberries.
Yes,
And
I looked up the
year
history.
happened.
It was 1941. I did look it up. It was-
Wait, wasn't that the beginning of World War II? Like when the Americans got involved?
That's why we got in a fight, is because people stopped eating cranberry salad and somebody served up canberries and they were like, what the hell is this?
That makes
And they're
all
like,
the
this is so
sense.
good. And it just flies off the shelf.
Dougal, people eat it. They don't do anything with it. It just poops out of the can and then they slice it up on the can lines and they eat it.
My ex-brother-in-law would eat it directly out of the can.
Yeah.
Like-
There's nothing better than a spoon.
No,
Nope.
Dougal, the homemade cranberry salad is tops. That looks worse than black pudding. I agree. I agree.
Dougal, let me have your address. I'll send you a can. Just so you can have
My
some
God,
yummy
just that statement. I'll send you a can.
goodness.
And don't worry if you don't get to it this year, it's still good 5 years later.
Pikachu's going, why is there Pikachu, cranberry salad, or canberries? You choose. It's cranberry salad. Anything else, you're wrong. Anyways, like I said, it's a divisive topic. Let's get into the meat of the matter here. Our session this week is brought to you by Oak Spire. I can't read it anymore. Four Roses. That's what it was. Half-ass beer review. Beer of the week. It was from New Belgium. It was aged in some Oak Spire bourbon barrels, and it's not super boozy and a lot of flavor, which he's typically not a big fan of the bourbon barrel ones.
Those
So-
are usually pretty strong.
They are,
I
and
bet
this
that-
one's
I bet that's delicious.
Yeah, and he said it's not really bourbony like most bourbon barrel ones are. So he really enjoyed it. So it's a limited edition run, and you can check out that review on his YouTube page. Hey, Tricky. We don't put fruit in our stuffing, Dougal.
No.
That's all.
All right,
Weirdo.
I'm sorry, Dougal. You are now cut off from talking about Thanksgiving dinner. We're talking about fruitifying stuffing.
But
That would be considered fruitcake here in the States, which is nasty.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
See, I absolutely love fruitcake.
You would.
wait,
Wife gets me a small one every year.
Fruitcake, Canberry. That's just like X.
They
One
made
more strike.
Fruitcake Mountain Dew.
I've had Mountain Dew cake.
Yeah,
I would
it's like
try the Mountain Dew.
Fruit Quake or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, that their new drink. I have not had that one. No.
I
But-
guess so. It's the turkey on the stream.
Man, who let Thomas in here? Thomas must be hanging out with us tonight. So yeah,
You had way too much fun setting this up tonight.
I
Okay.
had a little bit of time
That
on my
one.
hand, and that took a lot more work than it should
That
have
one.
to do. Now on.
He's using the digital dice.
No, the turkey was not cutting his wings. That's dark. That's really
Gee.
dark. He's gonna hang out with us though. Welcome everybody. Oh, thanks, Tricky. We actually changed some stuff to hopefully make it sound and look better. So hopefully that's the case.
Did you add a turkey? You added a turkey to the stream.
the turkey just died. Oh no, he's alive.
Yeah, he's okay. I approve of this turkey.
This turkey is projected onto my front bay windows at my house, so people driving by can see him smacking into the window and stuff. Same
It
company.
reminds me of that little character. Was it on Windows 95 or something when it goes into
Clippy?
Puppy.
Everybody knows Clippy. He's back too, if I remember right.
What? Really?
I thought he was.
All right. We'll bring up some more of these at the end of the stream, maybe. And but we're gonna get into this. Thanks for coming by, everybody. So far, we're glad that you stopped by to see us, Trick and Dougal and everybody, Pika. But we have things to get going. So without further ado, hold on, let me get this set up in this. All right. 1 second. There you go.
Is
Where-
this the pardon turkey?
It is, sure. Where we left off last week, the party had a meeting with Drusilla in the Academy of Lost Sciences, where they learned a bit about the Shadowspark family and themselves. Oz, in a fury, left and made his business known to Drusilla and what he thought before heading back to his home in the dregs. The rest of the party split and stayed at their local places before the next morning going up and securing a ship to the next location. Perrin's Folly. Jade, drinking a strong mixture, traveled with them. And we left off with Gwynton stepping into one of the local taverns to see Oz there waiting. And that's where we'll pick up tonight.
That's not menacing. Just staring at the door.
What do you want to do? Do you see him?
I'm gonna walk up to Oz, like, there you are, Oz.
Ah, there you are. I realized my mistake by not telling you where I was going. Whoops. I sometimes when the fury takes over, cognitive thought goes to the wayside. So, how are you?
I'm not bad. Did you get some rest last night after your little intrusion that happened?
No one needs to be in my brain. I don't like being in my brain. That was very invasive. I did get a chance to visit Hugh. He seems to be in good spirits for being minus 2 limbs.
I just came from seeing him. He mentioned you were there.
Ah, well, good. Well, Quentin, I may owe you an apology. I have been a little harsh with you. But I am here to stand at your side to find a reason to solve this malady that affects us for now. I liked you, and by proxy, I enjoy your company as well.
Don't talk about you in past tense.
I like you.
Okay, so I heard liked. No past tense allowed right now. We need to be positive.
This is true.
Well, I certainly wouldn't turn you down to helping us out. We did talk about going to Fern's Landing this morning when I met up with Bishop, Jade, and Mars.
Good. I'd like to see more of this island. Last time I saw this island, it was from space. But that's a story for another time.
I'm going to hold you to that one, because I want to know about that one now. But have you eaten already or not?
No. One does not frequent the establishments of the dregs.
Well, do you want to get some food here, and then we can go look for the rest of the party back at the docks, hopefully?
Yes, let's do that. And then we'll wave over the barmaid or the waitress.
Okay.
Can just stay.
Bar wench.
You said it. Just a quick meal for us, please. We do have to get going, but it is good to be nursed.
I won't need anything. I ate. I'll just take an ale.
And she nods and a few moments later, brings some food out and your ale.
Quentin, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Is it 9 o'clock in the morning?
I mean, it's morning.
Okay, there we go.
Like, oh, you think this is bad? Wait till you see Jade. I'm just gonna down it.
Well, good. And I'll just finish up my food, and then because it's been a long night, and this is a good meal, and it's time. Quentin, we should go. Lead the way.
Yep, let's head on back to the docks.
Okay. I've only
Hopefully they
been
were
to
able
the
to
docks
acquire
just
a ship.
a number of times, and not near often enough.
Yeah, I go to the docks once in a while. You know, easy fastest way to get back home.
Home. Home.
I'm gonna start leading the way towards the docks.
Okay. Jade, Bishop, and Marslin, what would you like to do?
We said we were waiting at the docks. We told Gwen to meet us back here. So
We don't sail out till the next morning.
yes, correct. Bishop is kind of, since he's standing over most people, he's just eyeing the docks, watching what's going on.
Okay. And it's busy. A lot of unloading and loading of goods and services. You see a few people loading other ships and leaving to go elsewhere. You see the coral runner back out and kind of holds your attention for a while, wondering if it's just going to sink right in the bay of the docks. But it teeters off into the distance. As you sit there and wait, eventually, Gwynton and Oz, you can see Bishop before anyone else. The sun reflecting off of his exterior as you approach.
Bishop, you're
raise
like
my
a
hand.
lighthouse up there.
Yeah. I see you found Oz.
I did. Found him at a bar or a tavern near where he was staying, or he was. So that worked out kind of well.
You know, the problem with a rendezvous point is you need to know where to rendezvous.
I did say meet back at the docks. I'm
Yes.
at the docks.
He's talking about himself, how he pieced out on us yesterday without
Yes,
giving us
that was-
any clue where to meet him.
That
Where
was
did you
not-
manage to find him?
I have a high luck, apparently.
I would say so. Well, we have secured his ship.
It will be taking off at sunset or sunrise.
Okay, so should we spend some time today getting preparations for the journey? There's a few things I could pick up.
I need some arrows and something else to drink. That
You still feeling that, Jade?
whoa, that was some serious milk, and I don't want no more of that.
No, I've heard of people that cannot digest milk. Unusual for a cat.
I don't think digestion has anything to do with it. There was something in that. Really good. But I think I need to see somebody. I need to get some arrows. I'm running a little low. And
We should be able to find a blacksmith around here to get some arrow or an armor where you get some arrows.
yeah, Fletcher, somebody.
How did you used to get arrows?
We made them.
Ah,
but I don't see any trees. And I guess I could just buy them here.
True. Right now it might be easier to buy. I don't know if it'd be worth trying to buy the components to make an arrow and then making it yourself.
No, I'll just buy them.
Mars, you look like you have something you want to say.
Do it now.
Quentin, you can speak Moslin. I can't tell one expression from another.
There's only a slight bit of change in his eyes as he's looking back and forth at us like we're crazy.
I do think I have quite an expressive face, actually.
Is it the level of the eyebrows? Are you looking at the eyebrows to see if that's a query or if he's going to murder you?
I turn over to Roz. See, this is the expressiveness that you can see from my face. I will show you a range of emotions. This is happy. This is sad. This is angry. This is curious.
So,
his face is barely changing.
So, as a reminder, does he have eyebrows?
I don't think
he's
he has
bald, right? But
he has
like eyebrows.
He has like ridges in the sculpture
Okay,
of
so
his
it's just
face.
ridges. So there's like no hair at all. So all we're seeing is just like you like and like the folds just getting thicker and thinner.
Just a little
like,
bit though, not much.
Well, Marcelin, I believe that's going to take some time for me to understand.
You do seem to be quite a curious person, so I am hopeful that you can decode my facial expressions.
I recommend speech.
Well, what about
am I to announce my emotions to appease you?
That will be very helpful.
Now feeling rather annoyed, I have to say.
Oh, thank you.
And he still looks the same.
See, and over time, I will be able to understand you, Margin, more than your own mother.
That is not possible. I hate to disappoint you. You, I think, are the more curious one and require further study in your intriguing probings.
I would recommend that you refrain from probing.
Do you have experience?
Do you have something that hurts?
That's
for you, Pikachu.
Yes, Bishop here is very good at probing, it turns out.
One of the two of us, will require attention. That depends on how fast I can break his fingers before it reaches anything worthy of probing.
Who said he was going to use his fingers?
I believe that ship over there is calling our name.
Actually, Oz, the market is this way.
Oh,
we want to get some arrows for Jade and some supplies for the when we get to the next location.
Quentin, I was trying to divert the conversation for more probing questions. To the market.
Anyway, Jade, I do say if you do take pride in your craft of being an archer, it would only improve your skills if you had full control over everything, including making the arrows yourself. I suggest that might be a useful skill for you to invest your time with. We must all invest our time in becoming more perfect in some facet of life, right?
Sure. I'm squinting at him. Are you scowling at me?
Would announce it first. He
Marslins.
didn't say he was scowling. He was just still annoyed, if I remember correctly.
I just don't have everything I need to make arrows, and time is of the essence, and I just would soon buy them right now. Just so much easier.
I can't tell if you are looking and talking at me or not, but very well.
He's talking to a lamppost. I'm heading this way. If you guys need to get anything, I start walking towards the market.
And I'll try to follow him.
Not Beggar's Market.
Which market are you going to? There are several in this town with various goods.
Which one can we find both an armory and a
Which one
like
do we
potions and
know
stuff?
and have we been to before?
You haven't been to any of them. I would say Gwynton probably hasn't been to any of them.
Really?
I know I haven't.
Probably none of. Well, I don't think you'd have a reason to ever go.
That's fair.
If
Yeah.
only Hugh were here, Hugh would be able to help us find where they would. Excuse me, and I'll flag down a guard.
Don't get stabbed.
Yes. How can I be of assistance?
We're looking for a blacksmith.
Blacksmith. Well, here locally you have the Golden Hammer, and that's here in Newborough, and you have, let's see, the Polished Plate in West Shards. Those are probably a bit more of the well-known.
You answered my query with such diligence. Thank you. And then I'll give him a silver.
Thank you.
Great job probing for answers there, Oz.
You and your probing, you know, you're making me a little uncomfortable, Mr. Quentin. Now, shall we go to the Golden Hammer?
Do any of us know where the Golden Hammer is?
He said it was around here.
One person would if they would look at their messages, but
Oh, sorry. I suggest we go to the Golden.
You son of a...
he's known for a while.
I have. I don't know why I didn't get a ping ping on it. Let me show you the way.
After you, Marslin.
How? Snap out of my trance and start walking.
All right. You travel. Obviously, a lot of you haven't spent a lot of time in the Newborough area. It is very nice here, and you see a shop and can hear the clanging of hammers. Outside, you see a sign with kind of like gold trimming and a massive golden hammer. Almost looks like it's a real hammer that's been embedded into the sign itself. And the sign in kind of a gold script is the Golden Hammer. And you can see there's like a bay window out in front where you can look in and watch the blacksmith work. And you all step inside. I'm guessing you're all going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You step inside and you see a darker skinned human, kind of long braided, dark hair with a partially open white tunic, and he turns around and picks up a cloth, wipes his hands a bit, and well, what do we have here?
Good day to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. What brings such a diverse band of... What do we have here? Outlaws? Criminals? Or just passerbys?
Just several people who are working on trying to help the world.
Trying to
get this-
help the world.
Trying to figure out what's causing this disease.
Disease?
Quentin, do you
Surely.
normally tell everybody what you're doing all the time?
Everybody knows about. Everyone should know about the disease. We need to spread awareness if people don't know about it.
Okay, this is not discreet. I'm just over there like, Quentin.
The blacksmith just has a crooked smile on his face as his eyes dart back and forth between you.
But anyways, the reason we're here though is because this compatriot over here, and point to Jade, needs some arrows.
Arrows? I can do arrows.
You will have to excuse him. He's not in the right mind currently.
Talking
I'm here.
To an armor. He's talking to a suit of armor.
I just need arrows. How much?
Do you need one? Two?
Well, how much are they?
A bundle will run you 1 gold, 5 silver.
Ooh, how much is in a bundle?
I think it's 20.
Inflation.
I think it's 20 arrows, something like that.
How does this? Cuddles just redeemed. I got 5 on it,
Okay.
which reduces the cost of a merchant item by 5 gold pieces.
What?
You're paying me to take your arrows.
It's like, what the hell am I buying, Cuddles?
Let's see. 3 bundles.
For free? Because you're so handsome.
Ah,
Technique do you use?
Technique?
I am from the Briar Fork location. I dabble in blacksmithing as well.
You do? You have not mentioned this once.
Ah, a fellow
Nobody
smith.
has asked.
Well,
Yes, I work with the Burrowstone family.
I see. Well, my family was trained a long time ago by some dwarven smiths. I can't remember the location. It's been quite some time, but... And he points over to the forge and smith. This is the same one they've used for quite some time.
Do I recognize the forge at all?
I'll go over and start, admiring it.
Gwynton, no, you don't recognize it. It's blacksmithing's not something you've ever wanted to be too much a part of.
Mhm.
It's definitely, looking at it, Bishop, it's definitely dwarven made. It just has a lot of the nicer things about it, carvings and things around it. It's been well cared for and is probably over 500 years old.
Wow.
Oh,
This
sure.
is very nice. I'll move over to some of the stuff he's made and just look at it.
You know, I appreciate you taking an interest in my work. How about I give you 3 bundles of arrows just for welcome to town?
really?
That
That
is-
is very nice of you.
Just remember who took care of you here in Candor's Keep.
Could you
And
clarify
your name
for us
Is
what
Who
your
are
name
you?
is?
Why? I'm Harris Folding.
It's a Harris Ford.
Also, complete side note, if no one's noticed, Draston's name in Zoom is your god.
Oh yeah, we've seen it.
Oh.
Wait, Harris Folding. That's a blacksmithing pun. Do you come from a family of blacksmiths?
Do you not have a last name yourself? Most surnames are passed down by occupation.
So, you don't have come from a family of blacksmiths?
No, I do.
Oh, see, I'm good. Good. I am an admirer of your work. I will definitely have to come back. Yes, but I'm quite happy with my axe and my other axe and my javelin, and I'll point to my belt and my halberd.
Well, if you ever need something of finer quality, I'm one of the few blacksmiths in most of Phrasia who can make those kind of things.
Well,
He does have some slight imperfections on the halberd. It's almost as if he dragged it around on something.
And you can see him pull up a hand to his face to you, Bishop. Oh, I know. I've totally noticed. But anyway,
I may have used it for an unnecessary tool. Not a very bright moment.
Well, I am proficient in making mastercraft weapons and various modifications to items you have. Not to mention my extensive supply of other work of mine.
Interesting. Definitely. Don't think I could carry any more weapons on me, lest I lose the ability to walk.
If it gets much colder, you may have your own 2 weapons. And he flashes a smile at you.
Stare down at my nipples. Yes. Well, I need the freedom in order to exercise this martial art.
Whatever you say.
Well, Jade.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you require?
No. Thanks, Mr. Blacksmith.
Thank you.
Folding, Jade.
Come back whenever you need something.
Okay.
It is always nice meeting another tradesman.
If you'd
He
like
seems very
to
nice.
trade secrets sometime, I love talking about this. Maybe over an ale.
That might be nice.
Now, surely this Tabaxi isn't the only one who needs something. What can Harris provide you?
Does anything speak out to me? Like I should take a look at it?
I mean, there's a lot here. There's breastplates and weapons, and I wouldn't say anything jumps out at you.
All of this is very nice stuff, but right now I think I'm okay.
Top of the shelf.
Unless you have an adamantium breastplate.
Hold on.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
He's going all in for it, huh? Already. I don't even have that list out yet. I haven't even touched this book.
Dude, that's like way down the long.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, I already know I can't afford it or anything, but
No, but you're getting it. You're getting the...
20 gold.
Actually, it's not as much as you think. Well, of course we have adamantine breastplates. I'm looking at probably at around 1,500 gold pieces.
okay. I'll keep that in mind, and I'll be back when I have the money for one.
Well, I look forward. I'll make sure to get it polished up.
Does anyone else need anything?
Any
No.
chance you make something like a book bag that I could use as a shield, an armored book bag. I hold up mine that I keep all my notes in, something like this, but that can act as protection.
Armored book bag. That's a new one. I'm really surprised. Are you part of the academy?
Not yet. I have stepped foot inside, though. That was quite a momentous part of my life so far. I am trying to become a member, though. If you have any advice, I would like to hear it.
I can surely get with Lucy. I'm sure she can put me a bag together that I could pocket with some plating. Any kind of magical abilities or more just protective?
How much would a bag that has magical abilities cost?
Customization is extra.
Oh, definitely. One who speaks from experience, I see, but it'll be a bit more. Give me some time to put a price together, but I've got a design in my head.
Okay, how much time do you need?
A couple days.
We're headed out of town tomorrow morning, unfortunately. I'm afraid it might be a bit longer than that, but I will return when I'm back in town.
Sounds delightful.
Now, let me play a scenario for you. Let's say I don't have access to my weapons, and then I'll point to the various weapons. Is there something that can accompany my fist?
Accompany your fist?
Yes. Let's say I wanted to punch something harder.
Like a gauntlet?
No, that's too constraining.
Like a ring.
Like knuckles?
Ah! Like, yes. Is there such a thing?
Don't give it to Lara.
I'm sure I could come up with something. I have nothing right now. So you want something that goes over the fingers and maybe causes that punch to have a little ring to it?
I would. Something that won't encumber me when I'm using any of the other weapons, but will be useful in case they are not available.
Sure, I could probably put that together for, say, 5 gold pieces.
That would be wonderful. And I'll actually put down the 5 gold.
Well, all right. Do you want
I-
one? That's for one. Do you need one for each hand, or?
That would be ideal.
So that would be 10.
And another 5 goes into the coffer of the blacksmith.
Okay.
Got some cheese.
I didn't realize that you had so much gold at your disposal there, Oz.
I have no need for spending said gold.
As a side note, has anyone told him about the price of admission onto the ship?
No, we don't know anything about that.
Do you have enough gold for the price of admission onto the ship?
What is the price of admission on that ship? And what ship did you guys choose?
Was it 6 or 12 gold? I forget.
Let me look. It was.
12.
I thought it was free. Like, I thought they were just...
It was 6 per person.
6 per person. Okay. It is 6 gold, Oz. He is busy. I can tell. He is having an internal debate.
I am having an internal debate, and 6 gold is just fine.
Now, one of those going to be done.
Okay, I'll
Let's see. With my current workload, give me maybe 2 days. Shouldn't take long.
That would be just fine. I am very interested to see what you can muster, especially judging by the craft that I see around. I'm most intrigued.
I'll get to work. Unless there's anything else I can do for you.
Jade, this was quite the surprise. I'm glad that you asked for arrows.
You're welcome.
So, Mars, do you know... Thank you, Mr. Folding. I think we're done here. Now, Mars, do you know where we can get some potions at?
Potions. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, right down the street. We can go to Lucky Lester's. Lucky Lester's concoctions.
Lead the way.
Right on over here.
All right. So you leave the store, and Harris bids you adieu, and you travel just a few buildings down and see there's kind of like one of those wooden folding signs outside, just kind of Lucky Lester's concoctions, and again another bay window, and you can see inside various potions bubbling up in different colors, and different color smokes kind of fill the shop with a sweet aroma. As you enter inside, you see a halfling there with bright red hair and golden eyes, and he's just running back and forth, working on various things.
I'll walk in. Pardon me.
Pardon me, pardon you. How are you?
I'm not bad. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I said I'm good.
I'm pretty good too. How are you?
That's not bad. Do you have any healing kits for
I'm
sale?
not bad either. Of course I have healing kits. Healing
How
kits,
much do
healing
you charge
potions.
for 'em?
We've got potions that make you go invisible. We've got potions that make you strong as a giant. We've got all sorts of potions. Welcome to Lucky Lester's Concoctions. I'm your host, Lester Lullaby.
Lullaby?
Lullaby. I've seen you before, Blue Man. You know who I am.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have seen you before.
I thought we got through that lullaby joke the last time.
You know me. I have such a ripe sense of humor.
You do have such a fantastic sense of humor. I enjoy when you come down and tell me your jokes. I like watching you laugh and laugh.
The
shows
rest of them
emotions?
don't seem to partake in my laughing quite as much. Huh.
His camera's frozen on my screen, which makes this really good.
Oh, my camera did freeze. Dang it.
Wonder
So-
what emotion that is.
Look at the lot of you. There's all sorts of things I can help you with.
How much are your healing kits?
Healing kits? Of course, I gotta look them up.
Don't have this ready?
Like 2 silver in it.
50 gold.
Healing kits will run you 6 gold pieces.
Could we get a discount since you love our friend here so much for making jokes and making you laugh all the time?
Absolutely not.
Lester is not one for giving out discounts, I have to say.
But now you warned me. But I thought he liked you. Tell him a joke, make him laugh.
Hey, Lester, why did the chicken cross the road?
To be ground into a pustule so you can make a potion out of him?
No, because his nest was on the other side. Why else would he cross the road?
Your dry humor. It's so intoxicating.
Yeah. I'll take one of those kits.
6 gold
Man.
pieces.
I'll just kind of like flop some gold down on their table.
Okay.
Some. You don't know how much.
You are short by 10 gold.
Okay. Oz, how many is this? Oz left. Oz.
I'll come over there and count it. How many is it?
I would hope there's
I need-
6.
Okay. Oh, I mean, about how much has Jade pulled out?
I
He's
just
hoping
throw
6.
some here. Just
Okay,
pull
I'll count out.
6
I'll count out 6 of 6 gold of his and say, "Well, Jade, I think you should lay off the milk."
Me too.
I'm also going to lay down 6 gold to get a healing kit.
Might as well pick one up myself, I suppose.
Since we're getting 3 of them at once, could you do 5 gold per healing kit?
Let me see. Let me calculate out. And if I take 5 gold per, that would mean I would lose 3 gold. This sounds like a terrible deal for me.
Yeah, but that's how you
But you wouldn't
make repeat customers.
you wouldn't be losing 3 gold because you would still be gaining 15 gold.
You and your humor, your maths. He just stares at you with his hand out.
I'll drop the gold into his hand. Here you go, little one.
Are you getting one too?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's.
I already subtracted it from mine, but. Oh, wait, I already added the tracker to it, so I don't need to. I have like 1 healing kit.
Okay.
Now, explain to me this. What does this do?
What does what do?
What is included in this kit?
Oh, various salves and bandages. If you don't feel well, it...
already used one on you, Oz.
Did you?
Well, there you go.
It's that one that you... Ah, well then definitely I will take one. And then I'll hand him 6 gold.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to have to resupply after this trip.
Believe I'm going to have to resupply my coin purse as well.
Well, what else can I get you? Healing potions? Maybe a nice superior healing potion?
How much do your regular healing potions go?
There's 60 gold pieces.
That is outrageous, sir. Nah, I'm good with just a healing kit.
I'm curious, what is included in a healing potion?
Well, instead of taking the time to wrap your wounds, just drink one of my fantastic concoctions. Tastes like strawberries, but makes you feel like a cherry.
I don't think I've ever felt like a cherry. That does sound quite intriguing.
For you, it might be more blueberry.
That
like
is
blueberries.
Do you have any that
intrigued
taste like
face.
cranberries?
Hey, do you have any potions that are on discount? About to expire, perhaps?
Well, these are great concoctions. Mine don't expire. Of course not. Yes, I have some. What are you looking for?
You are all what my shop would consider cheapskates.
Okay,
Just look
Mr.
over.
Mate of Gold over there.
Well, I have a potion of flying. If you're interested, I could part with it for 300 gold pieces. And a potion of fire breath, I could part for 75 gold pieces. Or maybe a potion of invisibility for 120 gold pieces.
Excuse me, but what is the discounted price?
That is the discounted price.
How can you charge such prices when the fanciest hotels in town don't even come close to that? This is outrageous.
Do you, Marslin, you know what goes into making these potions. It's not like you just come along the toenail of a giant. It's not like a feather from a rock just falls from the sky. You have to procure them.
Oh, lucky, I do need to spend some more time watching over as you craft your potions. I need to indulge myself in the art in order to truly understand.
But that's what I have on sale.
I think I'm going to have to pass, unfortunately, for today.
What else can I get you? Big Metal Man, is there something I can get you?
I am fine, thank you.
Well, if that will be all, I do have some bubbles to make.
Thank you for your time. We'll head out.
As always, good day.
What time of day is it?
You're getting toward midday-ish, probably.
Midday.
Yep.
Do we have anything else we need to do before the ship takes off tomorrow morning, you guys?
I'm good.
What about rations? Food?
Boat serves food for the entire journey.
Oh,
At least on the ship.
I think I remember I wanted to talk to one of them bards. I kind of remember that right
Did you
before
want
I
to
had
talk
that
to
glass of milk.
He's like, yeah, you talked to one this morning.
Oh, okay. I'm good. And I'll just sit back down.
Just sitting in the street.
Yep.
Pop squat.
Just sitting there. Hunched down, flipping my paws.
I'll poke my head back in the shop. Any chance you have a ball of yarn?
Ball of yarn. Can't say that I have that. I think I used my last one to make some candles.
That is quite unfortunate. Right, very well. See you next time. I'll come back out.
Damn you.
You brought this on yourself.
Yeah, you did. We have some time to kill. We can go somewhere. We can just walk about the town. You guys haven't been here before.
If you want, you guys can just play it off till the morning.
I'm cool with that.
We can 80s montage it.
Training montage. Let's go.
Just us, just like eating and then drinking, and then we wake up the next day. Whoa!
Yeah, we missed the boat. We gotta swim now. Good luck, Jade.
Would anybody like to patrol the city streets with me for, well, I guess until the evening? I have nothing else to do. Seeing if we can come across any suspicious characters like they were discussing in the academy.
We could go pay. Sorry, what was that, Bishop?
I will go with Marslin. I have never been to a city this big before.
We did drop off the guy we captured at the Shadowspark house to Rustus the other day. We could go see if they got any information out of him.
It was like yesterday.
No, that was like 2 days ago now.
That was actually.
Oh, it's because we
Yeah.
didn't know how much time had passed.
Yeah.
He's totally dead now.
Probably.
That's right, God. I brought him back in. You better have some answers.
He
That sounds
definitely knew more than he was telling us.
That is for sure.
Maybe we could get the truth potion. Is that a thing from our friend Lucky here?
I'm sure it is a thing, but you have the money for a truth potion with how much his healing potions were. As we're talking shit outside this guy's door.
But potentially we could pool our gold to buy one. It would benefit all of us if we knew what secrets this fella is keeping from us.
Or we can just go see how Rustus did. He has his way to make people talk if they're going to talk.
This is true. This is true, Quentin. You are a smart one.
I may be lost here, but I believe there's an authority here, and the authority would be doing the questioning. And if we try and interpose ourselves with this questioning, we may not be boarding a boat tomorrow.
Well, I wouldn't go running in and pour it down his throat without consulting Rustus first.
Excuse me, Mr. Rustus, may I drug one of your patients and ask him questions?
Yes.
He did say he would share any information with us.
Now, that is a worthwhile endeavor.
And all I mentioned was to go see him to see if he got any information. Never said anything about talking to the hostage.
All right, well, let's walk and talk.
Yeah. Let's start heading towards Beggar's Market then.
The person starts heading.
What do you want to do?
We're going to rest us.
Okay, going to Beggar's Market.
Can we get like some electric scooters or something to get around faster?
You're definitely going to be burning time, Waka. The city is massive. And you're on the far eastern side of the city. So yeah, that's a thing. So you walk into the Beggar's Market. Yeah. What do you want to do?
Do I have any idea where Russ normally is?
He's just around.
He's just around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to one of the people in the market, like someone at a shop, ask if they have seen Restus at all.
No, I've seen him. You happen to want to buy some corn or wheat? We have some ground wheat.
I don't need wheat for anything.
Haven't seen Restus, been a bit. I'm sure he's around somewhere.
We'll look for him for a little bit. We got a small amount of time to try to find him. Oh, are there any guards around?
Back toward the city walls, yeah.
How far is the city walls from where we're at?
I mean, not terribly far.
Maybe faster if we just walk around and try to find him. He's not that hard to spot. Thank you, sir. I'm going to walk back to the group. I did say that to the group, sorry.
Okay.
Bishop, you have a pretty good vantage point up there to look for him.
I can keep my eye out for him.
I guess we're going to start walk around for a little bit, try to find him.
Okay. So you kind of browse the local shops that are set up selling various fruits and vegetables and supplies, typical farmer's market kind of thing. So you do that for about an hour. And you do see Restus there after that. He comes out of a building and just talking to some of the vendors there.
Restus?
He is over there.
Rush over so we can get him, so we can start talking to him.
He sees you running up. Is there a fire?
No, we've just been looking for you.
I am a popular person.
Yep, we were hoping you got anything out of the hostage we dropped off from Shadowspark's house the other day.
Oh, dear me, I don't do the questioning myself. No, I leave that up to the city guards and those that work at the jail.
So you've heard nothing from them since?
I have not learned anything. They'll let us know when they have fully extracted the information.
Okay. Keep us posted, please.
As I will do. Did you get some rest?
We got some rest later that day. The academy is a very unique place.
Ah, yes. Gisela runs a tight ship.
I had nothing else for
And
him.
just looking at all of you, is there something else I can help with? Unfortunately, I don't have any work for you tonight.
That's fine. We're not looking for work right now. We're just hoping you had some information from that guy. But
it has only been a short amount of time. Do have some patience.
Our ship leaves tomorrow and we're bored.
Yes, we are going to Perrin's Folly.
Perrin's Falling.
Swapping letters.
Nice place. If you don't mind the smell of fish.
Anything else there we should keep an eye out for when we're there?
Good luck. They're not real keen on outsiders.
You think they will be able to tell that we are outsiders?
Yes, I do think so.
I'll look over at Bishop. No.
Oh dear, is it that obvious?
I just looked down at myself. What?
Metal guy and a blue guy. We'll be fine.
It's just like the start of a really bad joke.
And a drunk cat.
An
Who could
elf, a
write
cat,
this?
a blue man, a robot, and a dwarf walk into a bar.
I'm feeling a little better. Some.
So if you get sick while you're drinking, do you cough up a hairball? How does that work?
Restus, I think we're done here. We can start making our way back
Whew,
to...
good. I was hoping you were going to include me in this conversation, and I was mortified.
Yeah, no, thank you
good.
for your time.
Yes, I must be going. Good day to you, and best luck in your journeys. And he turns and with a nod and smiles and walks off.
We did have
Bye.
this conversation as we're walking back to... it's probably be nighttime by the time we get back to where they were staying, the various locations.
It's definitely in the afternoon now.
You guys want to head back to the same place we had breakfast at for dinner, and then get some rest from there?
I could eat.
Oz, Mars.
That's... Would like to pursue or peruse the streets a little bit more, but that does sound good.
It is getting into the afternoon. It'll take a little bit of time to get back to those areas.
Well,
We can take a
meander
different
and-
route.
and meander and wander as we head over there.
We can do that.
Okay. You take your time meandering through the West Shards. You see a lot of shops you didn't know really existed, not having explored this area much. Quentin, you know of some of these. You see Lusty Lucy's Luscious Leather. Yep. You see the Broken Bow. You see Polished Plate. Steel at a Steel. Bubbling... Bubbling Pot, Threads Bear All, Blessed Be, and Your Daily Loaf.
I like these names. I get why you've been having fun writing those.
Gosh, dang,
I have
that's-
had such a fun time. You also noticed some of the other places that you've kind of traveled before, but the Sleepy Creek Inn, the Chiptooth Inn, the Crystal Elegy Tavern, the Broken Mug you're familiar with, and you arrive at Grob's Fork and Plate Tavern.
Can you just send us that list, please?
Wow.
You didn't write all those down, Scribe?
I mean, if you want to waste 5 minutes to repeat that, I mean, we can do that. Chat, what do you think?
So, as you walk in, hey, you came back for more. You must like Grob's food.
Please do not give this one your milk again. It did not sit well in his stomach.
Is he the one that gave me the milk?
No.
Technically, you just took it off the table.
Oh.
I sold
I
it
don't-
to Shiny Man.
I won't do that again.
I have more.
I'm good, thanks. Do you have some water? That would be great.
Of course I got water.
Please. Something to eat, too. I'm starving.
We got chicken, and we've got lamb and vegetables.
Chicken, please.
Is a yam not a vegetable?
Lamb.
Oh, I thought you said
Bah!
He just starts bawling at it.
it's ogre
we get
in
it,
my
Greg. We
face
get
is
it.
going,
We get it.
"Bah."
Lamb.
This is,
Count at night to go to sleep.
I see.
you need a breath mint, I am afraid.
Sorry.
That is clearly not a vegetable, but I will definitely have a plate of bah.
Okay. 1 silver for food. Who's all eating?
I'll have
Me.
some lamb as well. And an ale.
I will partake in the lamb.
Metal guy, I think I got some old spoons if you are hungry.
I am fine, thank you.
And how about ale? Ale is 5 copper apiece.
I'll take one of those.
Anyone else? 2?
Yes, I will take one.
You take one.
I will purchase one.
And somebody,
just give it to me.
somebody help me with the maths. You take 2. You take 1. Who else wants one?
I will take one, I suppose.
You take
Go- go-
1.
Go crazy today.
Kitty cat wants water.
Please.
That's free. Okay. Coming right up. I'm gonna go to my kitchen and make some food. And he just slams his butt into the swinging doors and comes back a few moments later and sets down the food and the ale and the water. And Jay, the water it's water. Not quite sure where it's from. There's definitely things floating in it, and it's on the darker side. Finest water in Grobs.
Rob? What's in this?
Water. It's wet.
I'll stick my finger claw in it, but and I pick up some of the blacks. What's this?
Well, that's fiber. Helps the stomach feel good.
I'm already not feeling good.
It'll make you feel
And-
better.
I'll take an ale, please.
Okay. He goes back and gets an ale and comes back out. 5 copper.
Okay. Nickel and diamond me to death.
Well, it costs money to run a shop. Anything else?
I think we are good right now.
Okay. Yell if you need anything.
Will do.
People complain about my water. I use same water to make a ale. I don't understand what the difference is. And he passes back through the doors.
The most silent dinner ever. Just eating and drinking and staring at each other.
All right. Anyone do anything, or are you just eating and then going to bed?
Now we're going to 80s montage it.
All right. You all in on that?
Yep.
Sure.
All right. You all go back to your respective places to sleep like you did the night before. Oz, you're the only wild card. Are you going back to your place or staying with someone else?
Oz, you can
Oz,
come
my
back.
hotel is right down the road if you don't.
I'll head
spot?
back to. What? And I'll just pull my cowl a little bit further over my head. I suppose. Marcelin, where are you staying?
I kind of point just down the road a little bit.
Do you have space for an elf?
I have like couches and something that you can sleep on, right?
There's space. It's a huge room.
Yes, I have space for you. It's not to worry.
Oh, good. Excellent. Thank you. I'd rather not go back to my hotel room.
We would rather not lose sight of you again. We were a little worried we wouldn't find you.
Yes.
And we would depart, and you would be left here.
Yes. Yes, it would be difficult for you to find me. I try to keep low-key as much as possible.
Well, I should say they were worried we would depart without you. I'm not so sure yet.
Is this your disconcerted face?
This is my expressionless face, actually. Let's go this way.
I'm struggling with this, Marcelin.
You're not using words to tell your feelings. We don't know anything.
They're all the same.
Where?
Like the monkey from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Happy.
Right?
Marcelin, this is a very nice area.
It is. It is the closest thing I could get that reminded me somewhat of my old home.
Your old home?
Yes, my old home, where I had come from. This is not where I hail from. Have I not said so?
You have. I don't think you were very clear about where you did hail from. Of course, none of us really have.
No, you have become actually quite defensive against it, I have to say.
Well,
Would you like to say something, Oz?
I'd like to continue to rest.
I will tell you where I am from if you share your origins. Does that sound like a deal?
I prayed with you for
I don't know, Marcelin. And
What gives you pause? Do you not trust me?
The secret to keeping a secret is not telling anybody that you have a secret. And
Well, I think you have already
if
just
you're
told me that you have a secret.
and
What
if
could you possibly be hiding from us?
and if you're hiding from shed people, oh, well, look
Ooh.
at that.
I think you have said something. Where are you
I
hiding
think I
from?
have. Where is your hotel room? This is becoming quite awkward.
Yes, perhaps we should get out of earshot of others if you were going to tell me this. Are we done eating? Are we leaving?
You guys are like 5 feet away from the apartment.
Yeah, you kind of you're walking that way, so it's I'd imagine it's you, Jade, and Oz.
Yes.
Yep, the bishop's with me.
Yep.
Stealing my brother's house because he has no use for a key anymore. He can't hold it.
Got some other elves that are looking for me, and I'd rather not be found.
What did you do to annoy these other elves?
You are all too inquisitive.
Well, you go and tell me something like this, and you expect me not to ask you further questions.
It's like a scab, and you can't stop picking it.
Well, you see, Oz, I grew up being inquisitive and in an inquisitive society. It is just my nature. It seems to be your nature, too. You do like to ask plenty of questions yourself, I might say.
Well, I didn't get out much. That's for sure. I trained, and I was tutored, and then I trained some more.
What were you training in?
I didn't pop out of the womb knowing how to wield this halberd.
You trained in the womb?
Perhaps I'm not making myself clear. I didn't come out of the womb knowing how to use this. It was not
sorry.
natural.
That ale, that must have hit me. I do not often drink like that. I
Yes.
really got carried away.
Clearly you need to get some rest.
Nope, I am awake enough. For right now, I do think. This is the most I have gotten you to talk.
Yes,
And
now it's
My
your turn.
interest is piqued.
Now it's your turn.
You have barely even begun telling your story.
I believe I've told you quite a bit. I'm being sought after by someone, and
Yes,
I
but you have not
trained a
given me
lot.
You've not given me a reason that you're being sought after. Or were they soughting after you
The
from?
reason is they wish to find me, and I do not want to be found.
Did you do something to them, or do you possess something which they want back? Am I
I do
in
not.
danger in having you inside of my hotel room?
Possibly not. As long as they don't find me.
Do they know you are on this island? Do they know you're in the city?
I have seen people that look familiar, but I can't isolate whether they're looking for me.
Is your life in danger?
I don't know.
Curious. You still have not answered why they are coming after you. You are skirting this question. I find that
I
very
am.
curious.
I am.
And it makes me want to know more.
Yes. Aren't you tired yet?
No, you have presented me with something that I do not know.
Do you ever
My
tire?
brain is... Why? Eyes are just wide open.
Well, now I will give you this. And I would ask that you please keep this to yourself.
Glance over at Jade.
Jade is here?
Yep.
Yes. Jade's been here the whole
I
All
didn't-
the
I
entire
didn't know-
time.
I didn't know Jade was
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh, well, this is awkward.
It's okay.
Jade, I forgot you were there. You were so quiet.
A
You're
lot of
quite
people
sneaky.
forget about me.
Yeah.
I'm just listening.
Well,
We won't say nothing if people are looking for you.
I trained with my uncle and my brother, and we trained in all facets of combat, magical and physical. I excelled at the physical, not so much with the magical arts.
Intriguing. Did you say you had a tutor that taught you?
Yes, yes. My uncle was quite wealthy, and the type of training that we had was at a considerable expense, but not a problem for him.
What was the name of the tutor, out of curiosity?
That is too much for right now. Because-
Intriguing. I too had a tutor growing up. My parents, well, we grew up comfortable, I may say. And from a very young age, I was taught how to read books filled with arcana, and taught how basic magic, nothing crazy, mostly utilitarian type stuff. We grew up very much in a science-based community. Clav was my tutor's name. He was a very... didn't look... No, I can't say he looked too much like you. But he was a bugbear, I believe you'd call him.
A bugbear?
A bugbear. Have you seen one?
No, I don't believe I have.
They are a sight to behold.
Now,
Although
I mean, I've seen pictures, but I'm not ignorant of bugbears, but I've never seen one in person.
you should see one sometime. If we
Wait, hold on a second. Didn't we know a bugbear who was like a, or am I getting confused?
That's the old campaign.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, a bugbear. It's fascinating. Now, did you come to this ability to use the arcane? Was that natural?
Well, I hesitate to say natural. It was lots of hard work, many hours, but all of my family and my friends back on Rasha. Nope, that's a different one. Rashan.
I got that.
Back on Rashan. Free time is spent perfecting the arts. So from a very young age, all I did was invest time into developing these magical abilities, and it was very fun, and I enjoyed it. After dinner, me and my parents would go into the basement, and we would read books, and we would practice our magic. It was a joyous time, but alas, those days are over, and unfortunately, I do not come to this island by choice.
Were you forced to this island?
Not so much forced, but it was luck of the draw that I ended up here. Something went wrong in my hometown. I have yet to get an explanation. We had to leave in such a rush. Nobody really knew what was going on. All that we knew was there is a giant explosion in the center of town, somewhere around where our Simic Combine, our center of science, was located. Such an explosion, so devastating it was. We all had to evacuate. We ran to ships. It was a mighty panic. Nobody knew what was really going on. We had to board those ships, and those that were able to make it, we set sail.
That's awful.
It is really bad. Wow. You're lucky to make it out.
Very lucky.
Well, my training was boring. When it came to magic, I was bored.
Could you be bored with
belief.
such incredible science?
Because I was reading books and reading, and then the training came for the magic.
That's the most marvelous part of it.
In this we will disagree.
I guess we do have our differences, Oz.
We do have differences. That is true. But what happens when you get angry?
Oh, you do not want to see me angry.
Can I see your angry face?
I can't do my full angry face. That requires me to truly feel anger. But this is most of it. And I turn around and just like very slight scrunched up. Eyes narrow a little bit.
It pretty much looks the same.
Yep.
I think it would be really awesome to be able to cast spells. That would be neat.
The only time I've ever been able to do anything magical is when I got angry.
You got angry?
Angry.
Did you do something bad when you got angry there, Oz?
If you call beating your uncle to a bloody pulp bad, yes.
Why
But he deserved it.
Oz?
Really?
This makes me extra concerned that you wanted to get some weaponized knuckles earlier today.
There are times when you are unarmed, and it is advantageous to have some means of equalizing the playing field. Especially when that battlefield
I'll
is
be right back.
your uncle beating your brother in order to get you to be angry.
Oh, Oz, I'm terribly sorry. That sounds traumatizing.
Why do you think I'm in hiding?
Surely, if he was doing that, it was justified, no?
It was justified. In my retort. Yes, I would say that was justified. He would not say that was justified.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is.
There was your
it
first
just him
mistake.
looking for you, or
It is the household that is looking for me.
oh, you're in trouble.
Well, I don't know. Have you ever been so angry that the red fugue covers you?
No.
It's like your eye, it's think of it as a red haze comes over your sight, and you become so focused on releasing that rage that you can't stop.
I can't say I've ever had that.
No,
happen.
not me neither. I've never been that angry.
Do not wish to get this out of you.
What, the anger?
Yes, the anger.
That's the best part.
But that does not sound
What?
like the best part to be on the receiving end of.
Well, it is if it's justified.
Interesting. Where did you say you are from?
Not here.
From Frisia?
I am from Frisia, but not this
Interesting.
island. I come from a noble house that is not on this island. I would prefer to keep the name to myself for now.
Sorry, did you just say you came from a noble house?
I did come from a noble house.
So are you a prince?
If I come from a noble house, that does not make me a prince. It
Were
just
you-
makes...
Were you like a butler or the help in this house?
I was the nephew of my uncle, who was the master of the house.
Interesting.
Master of the house. Well, that sounds important.
Now, I believe this time of reminiscence of our past is taking us well into the night.
I see the sun coming up.
Yeah.
Well,
You are right. We should get some sleep. We have a long day tomorrow, I suspect. Anyway,
I would ask you both to please keep this conversation to yourself. Okay, I do not understand most of it. I do not understand why my uncle did the things that he did to train my brother and me.
you must
Maybe
understand.
someday you'll find out.
Maybe. But I'd prefer a little bit of freedom.
My eyebrow just ever so furrows a little bit. You must understand that I'm a bit at a moral crossroads here. We might have people coming after us, and you expect me to keep this a secret from the rest of our traveling party.
If we leave this area, then I'm just fine with the circumstance. I don't think that they will follow. They don't even really know I'm here.
I don't really know. Okay. Well, if there is any hint of something going south while we're here together,
How?
I do expect you to let everybody else know if things go
Yes.
south.
Have you
I
ever
will be obliged to tell everybody else. I'll have you know.
have you ever hid something before or kept something to yourself?
Well, yeah, but not
No,
like
I don't think
what
so.
you have going on. People are trying to hurt you.
Well, people are always trying to hurt you. People are selfish creatures. Well, I'm going to get some rest before it's time for us to leave.
Please feel free to help yourself to any of the open surfaces in the room.
Thank you.
Jade, I would appreciate it if you do not crawl into my bed.
As I was
Again.
just walking to his bed.
He's curled up at the end of his bed.
Are you sure?
Giant cat.
I'm going to go walk to the bathroom, fill up a glass of water, and set it next to the bed. If you try to get onto the bed, this will be splashed in your face.
Well, that's not very nice.
I have asked you nicely not to get into the bed. I have given you ample warning.
Where do you want me to sleep?
I point around to the entire room.
I'll take my pack and go curl up in a corner. I'll do a couple circles as I try to lay down and get comfortable.
I'm gonna just pop a squat on the floor and start meditating as part of my my astral trance.
Yeah, the floors are warm, so they're heated floors in the room, so they're comfortable. And you sit down, and Gwenton and Bishop, anything to say or do before?
Monologue.
I hope that something comes of this trip.
I do too. I don't want to go traveling. Speaking of traveling, how many days is it to get there from here?
3 days.
3 days.
I was being in character.
Oh,
Travel time is approximately 3 days.
So that'd be 3 days to get there. Hopefully we find something, and then 3 days to get back.
It sounds like we might have problems
When we
getting
get-
information.
From what Restus told us, I would agree with that. Hopefully we can get their trust quickly somehow to find out about this rumor. But for now, it is late, and I think we should get some rest because it is early in the morning. We need to get there, right?
Yes, she says they will be taking off at sunrise.
Okay, I would prefer not to be late for that. So I'll see
I
you in
would
the morning.
concur.
all right. You all enjoy a peaceful night's sleep. As you wake up the next morning, it's still dark outside. You, to save, all meet each other on the docks, and you can hear the ships getting prepared.
I feel like I'm being railroaded here.
Yep.
Wait, we can't RP that whole morning?
Nope.
I want to go to
Have another
Grog's.
Casual conversation to the docks and
Oh,
going
you'd
into
like
our
it.
background.
Wait,
As
wait.
we stroll.
Marston, you'd like to go to Grog's? You want to go have breakfast?
You missed the ship.
If you would like to do that.
And the party has been split after 4 days.
We're doomed.
All right. What do you want to do?
Bishop's heading towards the dock.
You said we're at the docks.
Need to find.
You see Jaina securing things and getting ready to leave. Well, it seems like you did show up. I believe we have you owe passage before we get going.
Correct, I believe.
My 6 gold, and I start getting on board the ship.
Okay. Easy on the planks there, Shiny.
I will hand her my 6 gold and follow Bishop up.
Wait for Shiny to get onto the ship. We don't want the boarding planks to break.
One passenger at a time.
Ah, I see you've returned in a little bit more sober state.
I'm here.
6
Thank you.
gold.
Yep.
Up you go. We got to get going.
All right, and I'll hand her the 6 gold.
She looks and counts. Sure you don't need a gold of this back to get yourself some clothes? It's going to be nippy.
I'll be just fine.
All right, in you go. And Marslin.
Can I get the gold of mine back as well?
No, I believe we're going to have you swab the decks.
I do believe that was not part of the agreement.
Ha! We've got to have some fun. It's a long trip.
Ah, here's your gold. I'll walk aboard.
She takes it and passes it inside the pouch. And away we'll sail. And she hops on the ship and it slowly pulls out into the sea. The seas are pretty calm as the ship creaks back and forth. You see Candor's Keep slowly disappearing in the distance. And Captain Jaina, she's moving ahead at full sail. Good winds and bright sun. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Bishop moves to the front of the ship and just stares out.
You see the vast reaches of the sea stretching out before you. You can just see the mountain tips of the pass to the north. Feel the wind blow against you.
This might be his Jack.
The crew, as you move around the ship and kind of explore, they show you the resting quarters, and they're very nice. You all have your own rooms. They show you where to gather the mess hall for food and things. Is there anything you want to do as you navigate this first day?
How you doing there, Jade? I know you said you didn't like water.
I'm actually doing better than I had anticipated. The boat's bigger than one of those small boats that rocks really, really hard. I'm doing well, thank you. I appreciate you asking me.
I have to ask, how did you get here if you don't like water?
We took a boat, but it wasn't, it was a smaller boat, so I think rocked and keeled, and I puked a lot.
So you get seasick. Not really afraid of water then, right?
Yeah. Maybe that's a better term for it. Seasick. It's not very pleasant. I hack a lot. But this is a pretty good sized boat. I'm not doing too bad. As I'm standing in the middle of the boat.
If there's one thing I've learned from all my boat trips, the bigger boats are easier to not be motion sickness on from being to get seasick on. My bad, not motion sickness. They sway less.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually not bad. I'm rather impressed. Thank you.
Glad you're doing better this time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I believe Marlon started talking when I interrupted him.
I'm going to take out my notebook and just start mapping out a floor plan of the boat.
Okay.
That might be illegal.
You see Marslin, he's kind of looking over, and you can see him almost in his head measuring distances and heights of things, and you see him kind of mumbling to himself as he descends into the lower deck.
Who had the flute? I think that was Gwynton,
Me.
right?
Quentin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the flute.
Yep.
Sorry, I heard flu.
Who's got the flu? Gwynton. May
What's up, boss?
may I utilize your flute?
Sure. I'll hand it over to him.
Okay.
Still don't know what kind of flute it is. Produces those weird images.
I've seen them. But I wonder what will happen outside of the house. And I'll start playing a little sea shanty.
He
Okay.
summons 5 ghosts.
Give me a performance check.
Yes. There. Let me go back over to here. Performance. I can do performance. 18.
Okay. You start setting out a beautiful song. It kind of echoes across the waters as and as you play, small ethereal creatures appear in the air and kind of drift off into the air and before dissipating. Well, looks like we have someone with some skills.
I'll bet I could entertain the crew.
You could. We'll have to do a dance tonight.
Ah, excellent.
You'll have to teach me how to play like that. I got lucky the first time I played it.
Well, it's most curious. When I meditate at night, I see I see all, I guess it can only be described as my ancestors, and they instill in me the knowledge that they had acquired, and I them. So, when I meditate and I focus in on a particular set of skills, I can utilize them based off of the knowledge of my ancestors.
So you're tapping directly into the knowledge of your past.
Kind of.
And the captain walks by you and holds out a finger, and she just hits you on the bottom of the chin. You don't have to meditate by yourself out here on the sea, and smiles at you and just keeps walking.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. Was she an elf person? I don't remember. What?
No, she's
She
human.
was human.
Man, oh man. Oz is just going to be doing all sorts of things.
I like to play a flute.
Is
Me
that what
too.
it's called now? Oh.
Yeah, and I'll just continue walking the deck and interacting with the crew and chatting with them.
Okay. The captain comes up behind Bishop. So what's your story? You seem to be an interesting character.
Not much to tell. I was in darkness for a long time. When I was found, I was repaired. I stayed with the family and learned the trade.
So you don't even know where you're from?
As far as I'm concerned, Briar Fork is my home.
Briar Fork? I was just there maybe a month or two ago.
It is a quaint little fish town.
That it is. But the people are friendly.
We try to be. This ailment that's going around does not help the situation.
It is quite concerning, though I'm sure you don't have anything to worry about.
As of right now, I am immune, but who knows? We've already found that this is changing.
Well, bringing children into this world is a wretched experience anyways. Maybe some of this is for the better. No harm intended if there's loved ones that you're trying to care for, but for me, it's the seas and the sky.
You don't want someone to take over your place, someone to teach.
I figure, darling, I won't last that long. I'll go out in style, cannons blazing, wood sinking, and a meal for the creatures of the deep.
Well, from my experience, the children are the legacy of the families in Briar Fork. They are relying on their children to learn.
And so many do. But it's not a life for me. At least not yet.
Is there anything I can do to help around here? I have the time.
Well, I mean, if you want to go around and check for leaks or patch anything, I think we have a cannon broken on the lower decks. Could probably use some fixing.
I will check on that.
Make yourself at home if you can fit through the doors.
That does seem to be the issue.
Yes, I can say that I've had one your size. I've had some big some large individuals here. But they're more kind of squishy. You know, we can get them in. A little butter, a little pushing. No, that's terrible of me. It's not that bad.
I get it. Some people are just fat.
Well, I didn't say... Jokes. That's a laugh. Okay. Well, I best get back to the wheel. And...
Thank you for taking us.
Maybe we can work together in the future. If this all goes well.
And I'll go check to see if I can fit down into the hall to look at the cannon.
It's tight. It's definitely wood to metal, but you kind of turn to the side and shove yourself in, but you get down there.
Fatty.
The day fades away to evening. The seas are calm in the evening, and they look like glass in the moonlight. Is there anything in particular that anyone wants to do?
I will, since I'm going to check this cannon, I will do whatever I can with my smithing abilities to fix or try to fix it.
Okay. Give me a intelligence? Sure.
First roll tonight. 3 hours in.
Second roll. Oz rolled earlier.
Oh, never mind.
And it was fantastic.
I was drunk.
Do I add my proficiency since I'm...
Yeah.
18?
Okay. I'm surprised it's not a 3.
That'll be later.
Yeah, you're able to repair the cannon. You actually found some defects on some of the others that were throwing their angle of attack off, and you just start fixing everything. The crew members at first they're like, "What are you doing?" And then after you fix one, they're like, "Huh, well, okay." and they let you continue doing what you want to do.
I have improved accuracy by at least 40%.
Sure. And he looks at his other one, at one of the other deckhands. What's a percent? Is that some kind of fish? Anyone else want to do anything?
I'm going to continue the tedious process of transcribing my spell notes into the special book.
Okay. Yep. All right.
As we retire in, I'm going to meditate.
Okay.
Sylvanus.
Okay. Anything in particular, or just?
Nope, just meditate. Nothing in particular.
Okay.
Just for thanks.
You meditate and write in your book, and then everyone, after a long sea voyage, you fall asleep as the gentle rocking of the boat just kind of lulls you there. You wake up the next morning to a much rougher sea. It's pushing back and forth, and you all come up on the main deck to see that it's cloudier. I'm looking for Blaylock.
Oh no! There's no Blaylock here. There's only Oz.
No, but the seas are pretty rough. The boat's doing its best to stay stable. At this point, it's not making you ill or anything, but it's noticeable. And as you all kind of stand out there and look out on the seas, the captain comes up behind you. How are we faring today?
Not bad. Not bad. The weather definitely has turned since yesterday.
She slaps Bishop on the back. By the way, you had my staff concerned there was a new kind of fish to worry about called a percent. I straightened them out, but I heard you did great work on the cannons. Well done.
I do take pride in my work. I hope that you are happy with it.
Well, any fixing is better than no fixing. This old girl is taking a beating in her day.
They will need to be oiled more.
We have time and we have oil. We'll take care of that. I appreciate it.
Do you have to often use cannons on a ship like this?
Spoken from someone who hasn't sailed often.
Not particularly, no.
Yes. Pirates, creatures of the deep.
Creatures of the deep.
Yeah, creatures? What creatures?
Oh, you haven't heard the tale of the Kraken, have you?
Is it tale or is it fact?
Oh, it's fact. And she makes some animated. And if you see the creature, once you see its tentacled arms come up out of the water, it's already too late, for its mouth is forming a gaping hole, sucking down your ship into the abyss of its belly, where you rot inside as your oxygen slowly leaves your body. Your flesh pales and shrivels in the acids of its stomach. Ah! No better way to go at sea than in the belly of a kraken.
Oh, these kraken, painful. do they live around here?
Oh, I've heard of ships narrowly escaping. You know, but who knows? Maybe they're just tales.
But you just said it was fact.
Oh, I believe it to be fact for sure.
So you've never seen one?
I saw something that looked like one once. I quickly turned my sails and went the other direction as fast as possible, running away from the great beast.
So you don't really know if there are krakens. You're just assuming.
Well, you can take it from me. They're real.
Huh. Can I man the wheel and drive the ship? I want to learn. Would that be possible?
Sure, all you have to do is purchase her from me.
I only got 9 gold.
Not going to make it far on that.
No. I just want to like steer the ship with you standing next to him. Could I do that?
She looks at you. Get up there.
Oh, yes.
And she looks at all of you. Should I be concerned?
Always.
So she stands up there next to you. All right. Grip here and here. Keep her steady.
Okay.
The deckhand
Wow.
that's been moving the wheel, super concerned, and like you see him kind of wrap a rope around his arm. Now, gently. We don't spin it. We just hold it.
Holding. Yep. That's all you do?
It's a bit more than that.
So this is steering. I'm just holding it. What if I turn it this way?
No. You don't want to end up in the mouth of a kraken.
How do we know krakens are real? You've never seen one.
Here's what we'll do. Everybody, come up here. And she shouts down at all of you.
I'll walk up.
Listen, your name is Jade, correct?
Jade, yes.
Okay, Jade wants to see if krakens are real. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie a rope around Jade's waist. And we're going to toss Jade overboard and hold on.
No.
With some weights. And we call it trolling. And we'll let Jade be under the water, and that will help draw the kraken up. You have to entice a kraken.
I do love a
like
good
this
scientific experiment.
It would be a
this idea.
fantastic. Do get the rope. And you see the guy that's got a rope wrapped around his arm. He comes over to you.
No, I just let go of the wheel.
And she jumps forward and grabs the wheel.
No.
And the boat turns quickly to the side because the seas are rough. And all of you just kind of push out. Oh, everyone give me a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-huh.
That's not great, Quentin. Quentin, you are down. Marsden, you are down. Bishop, you're fine. Oz, you're down. Jade, you're fine. You all slam to the deck and slide over to the wall, catching yourself up against the wall.
Easy.
Okay. Krakens are real. Krakens are real. I agree. Okay, I'm okay.
The first cardinal rule is you never let go of the wheel.
You didn't say that. He was coming at me with a rope. You were going to throw. What was that? I'm sorry. I panicked.
Can the second rule be don't hand over the reins of your ship to a cat who's afraid of the water?
Afraid of the water as well. Sometimes I don't charge enough for passage.
Yes.
Didn't Claudius...
Jade, your efforts to remedy your fear of the water, I commend you for them. But let us try when we're not at sea. Maybe in a puddle.
How about this, by the way? Maybe... Doesn't Perrin's Folly seem boring? Why don't we go around the Cape, up over to the north, and go to Titan's Rock instead?
We
What
specifically want to go to Perrin's Folly.
is Titan's Rock?
Titan's Rock? Oh, it's a place full of adventure. Just north of Governor's Den. It's where the old pirates used to go. I bet it's full of treasure.
Unfortunately, there is a reason we are going where we're going.
I understand.
Titan's Rock, that is quite a considerably longer journey, no?
Yes, and I wouldn't even charge more. We could go on an adventure.
This seems foolish from your part.
It seems like an excellent idea for tomorrow.
See, we've got one on board.
Yes.
Perhaps we stop in at Perrin's Folly first and then continue our journey to Titan's Rock.
Well, that I could be convinced to do. I just long for adventure. There has to be more to life than take me to Briarfork, take me to Yargish, take me to Governor's Den.
This is your boat. You can do whatever you want to.
Take me to the Arboreum. Take me. I understand what you're saying, but I have things to pay for. I have things to save for. Would you like to know a secret, Metal Man? And she just knocks on you with a hollow dung dung dung.
He doesn't like that.
What I really want to do is I want to sail the stars.
Is that even possible?
Yes. Oh, you know?
I do.
You've seen the Spelljammers?
I have been inside of the Spelljammers.
To just be the captain of a Spelljammer.
That is where I did a majority of my training. Inside of a Spelljammer.
What is this Spelljammer?
A ship that does not sail on the sea, but in the sky.
I hear tales of a large asteroid that people live on.
Well, that sounds cool.
Do you understand this, Bishop?
I have seen airships on occasion. Nothing more.
Think bigger. Above the sky. Space.
A whole new sea. The astral sea. New people, new adventures. Think of how much fun that would be.
Well, if there's the treasure that you suggest there is at this Titan's Rock, could that not fund your adventures?
Yes, I think so. But last time I was there, I kind of lost my whole crew to... Evidently, there's some leftovers there of maybe pirates still guarding their treasure after being dead.
Oh.
And your crew, how experienced were they?
They were my best crew I ever had.
And you expect us to be better?
Yeah, now they're kind of residents at Titan's Rock.
Oh, so they
That
die and
is
then they are part
unfortunate.
of them.
They're there.
Why can't people just stay dead?
I don't know. Because it's exciting?
If I died, I would not want to be running around in my skeletal underclothes.
I don't think you get a choice.
That I'm uncertain of.
But isn't that
Sure.
exciting?
To be dead? Oh, you're talking. Oh, the space. Yes, sorry. Very focused. Focused I am.
Someday.
That does sound interesting.
You sound really excited about it.
Other things are on my mind currently.
Fair enough. She looks back down at Jade. We'll take the wheel for now. You stay on the lower deck.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm thank you. Krakens are real.
They are.
I agree. Okay. I'm with you. And I'll just kind of walk away. Just,
All right. What do the rest of you want to do for the rest of this day?
Try not to be cast overboard.
right.
Right?
Bishop's going to kind of like shadow the crew, trying to see how they're doing things.
Bishop is like everybody's grandpa that just
How you doing over here?
points to like, you're doing that wrong.
Back of the day.
Just curious.
Marslin's gonna try and find if there's a library on board,
There is definitely not a library on board.
or if the captain has any store of books.
You can ask her, but that's it.
Yeah. Are we still standing there?
I would say you've spread out to do your various functions, so whenever you'd like.
Okay, I'll walk back up to the captain.
Ah, yes. Marslin, is it?
It is Marslin. Do you have a library on board? I don't think I saw one earlier.
A library? And she points at one of the guys down swabbing the deck, and he looks up at you and smiles, and there's like two teeth, and they're both crooked, and he waves 4 fingers at you.
Hey.
They don't much read.
That's tragic. Do you have anything, even tales written down of adventures that I could peruse over?
Oh, I have an entire personal library. It's in my quarters, yes.
Would I be able to have access to this?
You cad, you trying to get into my hind quarters?
He doesn't get the euphemism. Yes, I would like to read the books, yes.
Well, I can say I've not had one like you in my quarters before. Reading books and chilling.
And chilling. Is it cold?
And she just kind of like walks fingers up your chest.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
Well, you're asking to read my books.
Yes. How else am I supposed to pass this time?
And she calls one of the deck crew members to take the wheel and, oh, come with me. And
Okay.
she goes into her chambers, and it's an extensively large chamber. There is a couple bookshelves filled with books. She's got a table laid out with maps and charts, and you can see she's also got an entire wall dedicated to star charts and constellations, and you can see some paths marked out on the other side of the wall. It looks really strange. It seems like a star chart, but it's not anything that looks normal to you from a night sky. The back of the boat itself is all windows, so she can look straight out into the sea. I like to come here and in my silence and read and relax away from the crew.
This is quite marvelous. Now, this does not look familiar to me. What is this? I'm pointing to the star chart.
This is maps of what I've found in books of the Astral Sea. It seems to be a
Fascinating.
doorway to other places and adventure.
How does one access the Astral Sea?
That becomes a bit more challenging.
Can you not just sail into this port?
Not really.
Intriguing. Do you have any books on it? I would love to learn more.
I have some books on the sea and tales that have come back from various crew members and folks that I have transported. Yes,
Sorry, have you been to the Astral Sea?
I have not. Unfortunately, it's more like the Kraken than I would like.
You sailors, you are very confusing. You talk about all of this as if it is fact, but I find it far less convincing. Could I perhaps peruse some of these, if you don't mind?
Well, if it's perusing you want, and she brushes up close to you, she's basically right against you and lock right into your eyes as she reaches out and grabs a book from the shelf and pulls it out.
Oh, sorry, am I in your way?
Not at all.
Interesting. Okay.
And she holds it out to you. Is this what you want? And kind of holds it up to her chest.
The book, yes, that is what I want. Only the book. Just the book is what I would like, please.
Absolutely no fun. And she just pushes it up against you. Out you go. Don't get the pages wet. When you're ready for another one, let me know. I'll get you another one.
No fun. That is the first time that has been said to me.
Oh, I'm sure it has not.
I was considered one of the more rambunctious growing up.
How did you end up on my boat?
Well, we went into the port and then we talked to the harbor master.
No, I don't. Please, go read your book.
Oh, thank you. And I'll head back to my room.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything?
Entertaining the crew with my flute.
All right, give me another performance check.
Borrowed from Quentin. At performance, I will certainly. 11.
Not as good as last time.
I am quite tired from all of this rocking. I think it's interfering with the cadence.
So you play for them. They get a lively dance going, best they can. They can't take the time. The seas are too rough to focus too much on enjoying the trip. They're keeping things going. Anyone else want to do anything?
I just want to check on the crew to make sure they're all good. No one's hurt.
Yeah. Okay. You keep an eye on them like a deck medic. And that would leave Jade doing anything?
I am going to be up looking and watching the guy steering the boat.
Okay.
Just watching him and asking him 101 questions.
Okay. Give me an intelligence check to see if you're remembering anything that they're telling you.
You would.
I would.
Intelligence. Oh, you suck.
But the dice like you, so.
Yeah,
Right.
well, not with a -2, which would be a -1. Minus effing 1. Minus effing.
Did you roll a nat 1?
He rolled a nat 1 with a -2 modifier.
Wow.
That is the lowest roll in either campaign. This is the lowest roll ever made for 70.
Oh my god.
That is amazing. You are not remembering, like they're telling you stuff and like 10 minutes later you're asking the same exact question over again, and they're getting really irritated, but because they know that you paid for the trip, they're just smiling and telling you the same answer over again, and this is going on for hours.
Sounds like the real world. Oh my god. Yeah. So again, why do you hold it steady? I mean, how do you know which way you're going? Which way is that going? How do you know?
And they just keep going. So this goes on for a while, and then you finally you're like, all right, I think I got it, and you head to bed.
9
That
hours
guy is
later.
not touching anything on his ship.
Yeah. Later, the captain comes up and he's, you cannot let him touch anything here, ever, ever. All right. So you all go about your business as you go into the third day. Hit the wrong button. This next morning, the ship is rocking back and forth violently. You all come up to the main deck and water is splashing onto the deck. The winds are strong. The rain is pouring down. You're doing your best to keep control. I need you all to make, I don't even know how this works for Bishop, but I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw.
Finally.
Below
21.
17.
12.
12.
Bishop,
Wow.
whatever the feeling of sickness is, you have it.
A dex roll for that? That should have been a con.
In this case, it's
Oh,
dex.
okay.
You're just keeping your footing right now. You don't feel like you feel really off balance. Walking around is very difficult for you. But as you come up and take in this sight, you look up to the wheel and you can see it's surprisingly one of the crew members on the wheel. And you turn around and the captain's at the front of the ship, and you can just see the wind blowing her hair, and she's got kind of her arms out like she's flying through the air, through the whole thing.
He lives for this type of weather.
She does. She really does. What do you want to do with this day?
I'm just gonna go back underneath the ship. That way I don't worry about falling off the boat.
Okay.
I will go to the middle of the ship and sit down and do my own meditation.
If you start rolling, there's no stopping you.
There you go.
Right through the guardrail.
I'm waiting for Bishop to do a bangarang and just roll down a hill somewhere.
I'll go get a new book.
Okay. she gives you 2 this time, just to stay off the top of the deck. And Oz?
I'm going to try not to fall over the side of the ship. That's all. I will try and keep stable, and because we're all staying below deck, right?
If that's what you want to do. You're on top of the deck now, but everyone else
Yeah.
like Gwen's like, nope. Went back
Yeah,
downstairs.
that's like, I'm just gonna go below deck and try not to drown.
Jade, what are you doing?
I got hold of one of the guardrails, and I'm looking at the guy steering the ship. So how do you know which way you're going?
Oh, gods. Ishtab,
I
take
thought
me.
about this all night while I was sleeping. How do you know?
I explained this 4 times yesterday.
I dare you to make me roll again for that in intelligence.
Do you not remember what I told you yesterday? Roll intelligence.
That's too good. Oh my gosh. Woo! I kinda
Just barely, yeah.
sort of remember some of it. That it's something with the stars. But how do you know if it's between the winter and then like summer? I mean, is it not the stars different?
Yes, we talked about this.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm trying to focus here. These seas are quite rough, and you will tumble over the side, and we won't have a rope to use you as bait this time.
Ugh, I know, and this is really making me queasy. So, thank you for your time. I think I'm gonna go downstairs before I lose everything in my stomach. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. And then I'll just like trot downstairs.
All right. This journey is quite treacherous. The boat just keeps rocking back and forth quite violently. You can hear yells and screams, but they're keeping it upright. This goes on for several hours. It slowly dissipates a bit, and you hear, "Land ho!"
Crash.
Are all of you staying in your room?
I'll pop my head out.
Except for Bishop. Bishop's on the front. He's just resting in the center on the top deck.
Do we have windows in our room?
I'd say no.
Okay. I'll come up to the top of the deck and see what's going on.
Okay.
I'll help as well.
I'm gonna stay below for a little bit.
As you come up, you can see it's getting kind of dark. Night is definitely setting in. It's dusk-ish. You see a small village kind of nestled into against the coastline, and you can see houses glowing from the firelight and small torches on the streets, and they struggle to stay lit in the drizzling rain as the ship approaches closer. In the far distance, you can see just a shadow against the sky of Sardin's Pass, the mountain peaks rising up, and the ship turns and the captain comes down. "Well, it looks like we've arrived. We'll be docking shortly."
So as I feel things are really slowing down, I will meander my way back upstairs.
Okay. Oz, are you coming up as well?
I am coming up and getting ready to leave as quickly as possible.
Gwenton?
Yep, I'll be ready to head up when we land.
Marsland?
Yeah, I already head up.
Okay. As you're all there standing, the captain comes up. "Well, I hope you've enjoyed your trip and consider using us in the future for your trip back to Candor's Keep."
You and your crew did well under circumstances.
"Yes, it looks like we tore some sails. That cost us some time. But we'll get those fixed and be on our way."
Thank you. You're quite an entertaining host. Thank you for showing me your quarters. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
"Yes, I'm going to need those books back."
Oh, yes, sorry. Who am I to take them? Here you go.
"Yes, who are you to take them? Thank you." It is getting night. You will probably want to look for a place called the Fisherman's Tales. It's a inn tavern here, and honestly, unless you're sleeping in the forest, it's probably the only place to stay for, well, till Briarfork.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for letting me steer the ship for just a little bit.
We all learned an important
learned
lesson
something.
these last couple days. A very important lesson.
What was that?
Not to let passengers ever steer the ship, it seems. And my first mate said, keep the passengers away from the wheel and asking questions. I'm not sure what that's about entirely.
I'll just kind of bow my head and walk away. Thank you so much again for getting us here safe as I walk away.
The ship slowly pulls forward and into the dock, and you can hear the clattering of the anchor falling down into the sea. The crew sets out the gangplank, and the captain says, "Until next time."
When are you passing through again?
We have to make a trip to Candos, and then we'll stop back here. It'll be a few days. Probably a week.
Thank you.
You stay shiny. And she kind of wipes some rain off of you. Is anyone leaving the ship?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'll be following them off.
Gangplank been put down?
It's been put down. Yep.
Cool. Let's go find the fisherman's tails, I say.
What tales will we find at the fisherman's tales? Oh, I made a joke like Bishop. Wasn't that funny?
That was one of the most funny jokes I have heard in a while.
See, good. I knew I liked you, Marslin.
We're all heading there, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So what's it look like once we get onto the docks?
The city is, well, let me show you.
Ooh, you got a map.
Yeah, I took enough crap last time about freaking having maps of towns and things.
Still never did one.
See, exactly. Let me switch this over for... Oh, I forgot to change it to where you can see it, so...
Oh, great.
So what you're saying is you didn't do a map.
It's really dark. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's really dark.
It's dark outside.
All right. So you see the town. It's you can see some fields to the north. It's very small wooden buildings. Get to my notes here. In the far distance to the west, you can see just the top of a steeple of some kind of church or temple. Other than that, it seems like maybe a couple hundred people live here.
This is smaller than Briar Fork.
Doesn't seem very populated compared to where we were just at.
Does anybody take notice that we're here?
Streets are dead.
Early to rise. They must get up early to farm.
That seems like it'd be a reasonable thing to do if they have to get up early. Because we got here late at night, right?
Yeah, it's night.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We should just take the main road into town and look for this fisherman's tales.
I have to imagine the main place of for visitors to stay can't be too hidden.
I will warn you now, Marslin. It won't be up to your par.
I don't have that high of standards.
Sure.
It won't have heated floors, I'm pretty sure.
It won't have heated floors?
I'm pretty sure you're one of the few to ever have heated floors.
Do most hotels and establishments not have heated floors?
Yes, most of them do not have them.
Huh.
Or a nice comfy bed. Your bed is very comfy, by the way.
Is it
Who
raining
didn't?
right now, Drastin?
It is raining. Yeah.
Can we get to this in and out of this rain, please?
I didn't even notice.
How
Just,
did you
it's a light drizzle. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Still, I'm gonna start heading into town then, looking for this place.
Okay. Second here.
Mhm.
There.
Is,
Now it's literally raining on the map.
is it?
Is it?
Yeah, it's
I
hard
don't
to see.
Oh, it looked like it got lighter.
Yeah,
Wait,
that was all
I can see it. Okay. Yep, heading in town.
And it's also nighttime. All
Oh,
right.
it just got so dark.
There we go.
Yeah, it's nighttime now
Wow, I can't see anything.
because it's nighttime. So you walk through the streets and eventually you see an old worn wooden building. Its light softly glows in the distance. You see a sign shaped like a fishtail and it swings slowly back and forth in the breeze. On the sign, the words are Fisherman's Tales, with tails spelled Tails.
Oh, this must be the place. Oh, I'll walk into the door.
You step inside, pushing both swinging doors open as your boots echo on the old wooden floors. You see a moderate inn and tavern with tables and a bar and a stairway leading up on the north end of the room. A large fish is mounted along the west wall, and a centaur stands behind the bar cleaning a glass, while the fire from a large fireplace on the eastern side of the room crackles feverishly. A goblin sits near the fire, lute in hand. As you all enter into the establishment, all the speaking around the room stops, along with the music from the bard with a twang. Your footsteps sound intimidatingly hollow in the room. The residents all turn to look at you in silence. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Oh,
Bum, bum, bum.
but it's the holidays, Daddy.
I'm pretty sure Bishop's footsteps aren't hollow. It's just, right.
They are on hollow floors. Ka-dunk, ka-dunk, ka-dunk.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, I broke that.
Sorry, Floor.
Yeah, Dougal a centaur. All right.
Thanks, Dougal, for staying up all night with us.
Yeah, it's like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You'll be seeing the sun slowly rise, much like Marsland and Oz when they were having their conversation.
They were having such a girls' sleepover party.
That's okay. That's okay.
You wouldn't stop asking me questions, that persistent little twerp.
You just kept dropping nuggets.
Lots of nuggets.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate everybody coming out tonight and hanging out for the stream, and always for those that are listening and on the podcast, and for those that come to YouTube and check us out. Don't forget to check out our bonus actions if you're trying to catch up. I know Dougal said you missed last week's session. We do have a bonus action for that goes over the details you might have missed. And then if you want to watch or listen to the full episode, you can find that on our YouTube as well. Don't forget to check out Banter and Babble. I don't think they're going to do it this week because of Thanksgiving. That makes it kind of tough, but they'll be back the next week. Check out King Cuddles on when he gets done. After he says Cuddles Wrestling will be back after the holidays. I don't know if that means after Thanksgiving or after Christmas. But he's always streaming something, so check him out. And our beer of the week, we'll turn off Thomas there. Beer of the week, Oakspire from New Belgium, the Four Roses. That's our half-ass beer review beer of the week. And don't forget, if you missed it before, don't eat cranberries. It's disgusting.
No.
Eat cranberry salad. Defect, if you're here, chime in on this. Nobody's supposed to eat cranberries. Like, it should not be sliced like that. It looked like beets. They look like beets, and you just wouldn't eat beets. Yeah, see? Dougal gets it. She's not even from here, won't even be celebrating Thanksgiving, but if she was here, she would not eat cranberries.
Dougal, I said I would send you a can.
Look, see, Mike the Bearded gets it too. You don't eat cranberries. That's just, he's from Canada, so like...
that's the problem.
That is not cranberries. It's Jell-O. Exactly. It doesn't even have cranberries in it. It's a terrible Jell-O. Yeah. And the funny thing is, there's a whole debate because they call it canned cranberry sauce, but they're like, it has no properties of sauce because it does not bleed into anything. It doesn't cover anything because it maintains its shape. So, Panda, I've seen those, but never wanted to try it. Just don't. Have proper cranberry salad. And if you like cider, I recommend the Mayflower 5th Voyage blend of barrel-aged cider and ice cider. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mike, can't get it here.
Mike the Bearded says, we've been celebrating Thanksgiving longer than America, so we should know. Yeah, see? So check out Mike the Bearded, his channel for he is one of the team members of Trinor Studio. They have some great content, though they've been playing Sonic and it stresses me out. So, because it's very quick. We hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Eat lots of stuffing. Be safe, and for those that are traveling and around. We will be back the next Monday. I've got plenty of stuff still done. Mike, currently watching an opening cutscene of WoW. We'll be with you. We'll be with you on that. as the new expansion drops. We've been playing some Warzone and Chivalry 2 and WoW. So we've got all those on the docket. So... Beer Night Wednesday. Is that what's Wednesday? Maybe. Who knows? All right. You guys got anything?
I got
I see a Yoshi.
Yes, there's a Yoshi here.
All right. Well, until next time, have a good night, and we'll see you in the dungeon.
Adios. Bye, guys.
The end is upon us, I promise you novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking, they call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP, I do what I want to, that's a mantra. Keep 'em running and gunning like Contra, I'm a monster. The end is upon us, I promise you novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking, they call me the BBEG. I'm more than a little OP, I do what I want to, yeah that's a mantra. I keep 'em running and gunning like Contra, yo I'm a monster. Turn it up. What you know about the final boss? I got him trying to buy time with the sign of the cross. I redefine high crime and the meaning of loss. I'm off hip, but I body like I'm playing lacrosse. Beat to the EG, I'm keeping them queasy. I make it seem easy, acknowledge me. I've been demolishing your cities, I'm astonishingly sleazy. I'm the big bad, y'all must be the cast. I'm killing the master, villain, a blast, a disaster. Really a rap bastard, willing to rap fast for the masses. I ravage all races and classes. Savage, I can't stop myself. Thinking of all the ways I can top myself. On God, I can move like a devil. I hope you and your squad are ready for the last level that ends here. The end is upon us, I promise you novices don't want no problem with me. So watch how you talking and where you been walking, they call me the BBEG. I'm more than a